All right. Well, good afternoon, everyone. Sorry for a couple-minute delay. We were having some difficulties with some technical issues. My name is Yunus Lari. I am an alumni of Florida Coastal School of Law and admissions counselor in the Office of Admissions and your host today. I want to thank all of you for taking the time out of your busiest schedules to be with us today. These webinars have been growing in popularity, and that encourages me and my colleagues to up our games and keep bringing you the materials you want to hear more about. But today, I am excited to be joined by two of my brilliant colleagues here in the Office of Admissions, Megan Shade and Kamisha Prisley. Megan and Kamisha are both also alumni of the school with an ample wealth of knowledge and experience in the law school admissions world in general, and about Florida Coastal School of Law in particular. I hope you guys enjoy their presentations today as much as I enjoy working with them. As always, I encourage you all to ask questions. You can use the chatting box on the side of your screen to type in your questions, and I definitely do encourage you to do so. It helps tailor the presentation more to your needs. And now, without any further ado, I give you Ms. Megan Shade and Kamisha Prisley. Megan and Kamisha, it's all yours.
All righty, sounds great. Eunice, do you want me to pull up the slides then? Is that okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
Give me just a second here, guys. We do have some slides that are going to help us go through the presentation that we have put together for you today. Hopefully those slides are nice and big so that you can see what we're talking about. But I'm Megan. I'll wave so you know who's who, but I'm sure you can tell by who's talking. And Kamisha's here right next to me. So we are here today to talk to you about determining the right fit. So how do you find that best fit? So down here we have a picture of 4 of us who would be more than happy to help you determining that best fit for you. So these are our admissions counselors. All of us are graduates here of Florida Coastal, and then today you have the pleasure of speaking with 3 of us. Iana is out on the road recruiting for us, but I'm sure many of you have talked to her or will talk to her in the future as well. So we're going to go ahead and get started. The number one question that we have been charged with kind of asking students with lately is, what is most important to you in choosing a law school? And at first I said, I'm going to keep asking students this question and I don't know how they were going to respond, but it's really an important question that if you haven't thought about it, you really should be thinking about it now. Now, the second question that we also want to add to this, that not necessarily is the most important, but when you see it is also important as well. So what is the most important thing in your life right now? Because what you're doing right now is going to definitely influence what you're doing in law school. So I encourage you to think of these 2 questions, and I'm going to use especially the first question to talk about fit. So when I ask this question, what are you looking for in a law school? Or what's the most important thing to you in a law school? We get tons of answers. So you'll see them listed here. I'm not going to read them all out to you. What kind of scholarship opportunities do you have? Or what's your bar pass rate? Or I really want to be close to my family. Or I'm really concerned about having that support when I'm in law school. There are so many different answers that we receive for this. But you as a student might wonder, well, how do I use this answer to determine where I should go to law school? And really that is, how do I determine the best fit? So let's look at this a little further. Let's dig deeper. When I say fit, what is fit? So I have one definition of fit here for us today: adapted or suited, appropriate. So when you look online like I did to figure out what the definition of fit is, there are many ways that people use the word fit. So you can look online and see that, but we thought this was the most appropriate use of it, because why is fit important? You want to ensure that you are finding a place that not only provides you with the best legal education, but also an environment that you're most comfortable in, because a lot of those answers that we get really are focusing on how comfortable you are going to be as a student in the atmosphere that you are putting yourself in. So we're going to dive a little bit deeper into these factors, and I'm going to give you some ideas of what you should really be asking not only yourself, but the admissions counselors and anyone that you're meeting about this law school, whether it's alumni, faculty, and they're going to be able to give you an idea of what these are, and then you can go and determine what the best fit is. So the first one, tuition cost. I understand that's an important thing, but what kind of questions should we be asking? Why don't we ask what opportunities are there for scholarships? And from there, you can kind of get an idea of what it's really going to cost you. The other question is, what kind of opportunities will be available for me once I begin? Because let me tell you, there might not be a lot of initial scholarships, but there are a lot of organizations that are looking to provide assistance to students after they have started law school in certain practice areas, in certain community groups, to ensure that you are successful as a student, because more than likely you are coming back to your community or the community that you have built, and they want to help you succeed. So the second thing, bar passage rate. Instead of what's your bar passage rate, which is important, some other questions you need to ask are, what opportunities do you have to best prepare your students? And then what kind of advice do you have? Because the bar is a beast. We all take the LSAT, but then a lot of us are also going to take the bar exam. So it's really important to really dig into what that is and what the expectation is when we talk about the bar exam. The third thing, location. I'm only going to talk about this a little because Kamisha is going to touch on it a little later about the coastal law fit for location. But for location, you want to just know what opportunities are there in the legal community. Then you also want to know what opportunities are there outside of the classroom. Yes, you're here for law school, but you also need to ensure that you have that relief so you're not overly stressed about the day-to-day activities of law school. So I have a couple more factors that I want you guys to feel comfortable asking questions with. The next one is concentration areas. So let's say I'm interested in family law. What opportunities do you have in this area? Or I'm interested in immigration. Ask those questions specifically. Now you might say, Megan, I have no idea what kind of law I want to practice right now. And that is fine. I did not know when I first started law school what I intended to do while I was in law school or once I graduated. But at least it gives you an idea. If you have a spark of an interest, you want to ask those questions because that's going to help determine the best fit. Number 5. Yes, I'm counting right here. Faculty support. So how available are faculty members? What kind of support do they provide? Are they only concerned about what I'm doing in the classroom, or are they also concerned about me as a student, where I'm going, the career I'm going to have? And finally, the last factor I'm going to talk about is campus life. So what opportunities do I have to meet and greet with second and third year students, figure out how things really are on campus? And what opportunities do I have to network with legal professionals on campus? You want to ensure that your campus life is making you a well-rounded student. All right, so to kind of lead us into Florida Coastal and why you should come to Florida Coastal and what the fit is for Florida Coastal, I want to talk a little bit about what we are known for. So these are in no order, 1 through 5. I just kind of put them on the slide to give you a general idea of what we are known for. So the first one I have here is on experiential learning. So we want to focus on ensuring that our students are practice ready. So in order to do this, we offer a wide range of opportunities for you, which Kamisha is going to go into a little further later, so I don't want to go too far into this. But it's important to note that our students are doing pro bono work, they're working in clinics, they're working in the community to ensure that they are ready to do their own legal work once they graduate. We do externships, they do internships, and they're doing this all over not only the Jacksonville community, but the community around the state of Florida and around the United States. So experiential learning, that is very important to us. We are always recognized or have been recognized for the last couple of years for the work we are doing for our students. The second thing that is very important and near and dear to all of us here at Florida Coastal is our pro bono commitment. We want to ensure that our students are giving back to their community. A lot of students come to law school because of something that might have happened to them or happened to somebody they know, or they have a strong opinion about a change that they want to make in the world. A lot of people go to law school because they want to be that change. So we are committed to that. We are committed to our students giving back to their communities. We encourage them to give back when they're here in Jacksonville. We encourage them to give back to their home communities. There's a lot of things our students have done, and I don't want to steal Kamisha's spotlight a little later, so I'm not going to go too much into the numbers of it, but I just want you to know that it is very important to us and what our students are doing. Number 3 here on my list, I have faculty support. You're all thinking there's faculty everywhere. Yes, there are faculty everywhere, but I was impressed as an alumni, I was impressed as a student with the amount of individual support my faculty provided to me. If I had a question outside of class, they were available to talk to me. They were there in office hours, but they also have an open door policy so that you can go and talk to them at any time. Our faculty are also well known in the community. They're very active, so you'll see them on the news, you'll hear them on the radio. So it's a lot of great things that you want to hear, and you want to have that support on campus as you go through not only your first year of law school, but all the way to the end and when you're graduating and finding your jobs. Number 4, prestigious honor societies. So we have a regular honor society for students who excel coming into law school and to continue to excel throughout law school. We have our moot court team, our mock trial team, our law review, and they all are students who are going above and beyond what is required of them in the classroom to get involved and do more. Our moot court team has been ranked very high in the last decade, so you can look and see what they've done. A couple years ago, they were ranked first in the nation for 2 years in a row. They have competed and won 23 national championships as of about a couple months ago, so they might have a little more wins under their belt now. We are constantly getting emails about the different competitions they are going to and the successes that they have. Our law review team has 2 symposiums that they're doing this year, one that happened just a couple weeks ago, and they're holding a national symposium, I believe, later this month. So there's a lot of great things that our students are doing and things that we're known for. The final thing is our commitment to diversity. We are in a day and age where we want to ensure that we keep our number of diversity up. In our fall class, we had 42% of our students minority student body. The average age of our students is 27. So we are embracing diversity from all different viewpoints. We also just recently received a B+ in diversity from the National Jurist, and we've won many HEAT awards the last 2 years for our diversity. The final thing that falls under the umbrella of diversity is we have the military-friendly designation, so we really focus on ensuring that we are providing the support that our military students and veterans need. So that's what we're known for. That's what things we want you to consider when you are determining whether or not we are a good fit. So now, what is a coastal law fit? So I'm going to turn it over to Kamisha to give you a little bit of an idea of what we feel the coastal law fit is.
Thank you, Megan. And as Megan said, we're going to now get involved into what is the coastal law fit. First up, we're going to talk about the location of the campus. As you probably know, Coastal Law is located in Jacksonville, Florida. It's about 5.5 hours south of Atlanta and 2.5 hours north of Orlando. It is the largest city by landmass in the continental United States. Jacksonville has over 1,000 miles of shoreline. It would give Coastal Law an unfair advantage over other law schools to even mention our 22 beaches that we have, so I'm going to breeze by that fact. Coastal Law is the only law school within a 70-mile radius, so our students get to take advantage of all the wonderful opportunities here in Jacksonville. Law school is definitely time-consuming, but we do encourage our students to relax their brains and take a break every now and then. You can visit our Jacksonville Zoo and Gardens year-round. Jacksonville has one of the largest park systems in the country. You can attend one of the 20 annual musical festivals here, not to mention the budding nerd culture that we have. I can list probably 3 or 4 of our comic conventions off the top of my head. You can visit one of our 10+ museums or catch a game at one of our 8 pro sports teams. You all know we have the Jacksonville Jaguars. We also have the newly renamed Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimps. I know we started a soccer team a few years ago, and we have a hockey team coming up soon. Alumni support. Whatever law school you're looking into, you want to find out what their alumni support is. Legally speaking, our students are able to intern and work with the local legal aid office, the public defender's office, the state attorney's office, large, small, and solo law firms, as well as in the business sector. Not only can you speak with the current law student about their experience here, their opinion of the school, and the resources that they have offered to them, but you can also reach out to our alumni. You can see here on our map here, we have alumni in over 49 states. We're just missing North Dakota. We also have over 5,000 alumni across the world. So if you know anyone in the area of North Dakota, point them to us. Right now, North Dakota has a temperature of 17 degrees, and we're sitting here at a pretty 75 degrees. So we are doing much better in terms of our temperature than North Dakota is. As you can see from this handy dandy pie chart, well over 50% of our graduates are in the legal field. Going to law school does not mean you have to be a lawyer or even practice law. There are dozens and dozens of positions where having a Juris Doctorate gives you an advantage. And not only are all of the admissions counselors here at Florida Coastal graduates of Postal Law, as Eunice said, but we are all state barred attorneys. Our alumni are very supportive and very active. They welcome prospective students to as mentees. You can shadow the alumni, you can talk to them and follow them in the community. We have alumni chapters in Jacksonville, of course, but also South Florida, Atlanta, Charlotte, DC, and in New York City. You can contact your particular admissions counselor to ask for the name of an alumni in your area or in a particular area of law. What an awesome way to network before even set up on campus. You can begin making connections, and not to mention our $2,000 alumni referral scholarship. That information is on our website, and if you're looking for it and you cannot find it, just let us know and we'll point you there. Lastly, I'm going to touch on the hands-on learning. What separates Coastal Law graduates from other graduates? What gives our students an advantage when they enter the legal job market? The simple answer is experience. Only a handful of law schools in the nation require their students to log pro bono hours during law school. Coastal Law currently requires students to earn at least 10 hours. I think the number is on the rise, and that's a good thing. Since 2007, Coastal Law has clocked over 1 million hours of donated legal services, aka pro bono work. These are hours that our students are in the community researching, drafting, counseling, arguing, and advocating for people who historically would not have access to legal resources. Students have the opportunity to earn credits while honing their skills in one of our 13 clinics. Our clinics include education law, immigration, family, business, and our veterans, and more than that. In 2016, in our fall semester alone, our students had over 450 active cases. That gives you an idea of the kind of time our students are putting in, the kind of work they're getting, the kind of hands-on learning they're receiving. And that's what makes our students stand out. The hands-on learning that you will see will prepare you for your future. You'll be able to put on your resume that not only were you in law school, getting your JD, getting your credits done, but you're also having hands-on work. You'll be able to tell your future employer that you don't have to train from the bottom. You already have that experience. You're entering the legal field with a step above other graduates. When it comes to finding a law school that fits you, ask yourself these questions. What can the school offer me? If I'm moving away from my home, my family, and my friends, what am I gaining in that exchange? What kind of support from graduates can I get? And will I only get the traditional theory law school education, or will you also get the actual hands-on experience as an attorney? For many students, I truly believe that Florida Coastal is the best fit for them. And that concludes our discussion on defining a law school fit and what we feel is a Coastal Law fit. On the screen, you can see contact information from me and Megan. If you have any questions now, you can put them on the side in the box.
All right. Well, thank you very much, ladies. It was very comprehensive, very informative. I just want to, before I wrap up, I just want to give you guys a little bit of time to type in your questions if you have any. Our attempt is to try to fit in these webinars and presentations within your lunch hour and not to spend too much of your time. Like Kamisha and Megan said, please feel free to reach out to us. You can give us a call. You can email us at admissions@fcsl.edu with any question or concern that you might have. and we'll be more than happy to address them for you. Keep an eye out for these webinars. This was the very first one of a new season. Also, although we have been doing these webinars for a few seasons now, and so keep an eye out for those coming out. They usually come out on Wednesdays, and at lunch hour at noon. So we will send out invitations with more details and registration links, of course, with those newer titles coming up. And in the meantime, like I mentioned, please don't hesitate. Reach out to us. We'll be more than happy to help you. Once again, thank you for joining us today. Thanks to Kamisha and Megan for helping me on presenting the best fit in terms of law school for you guys today. And I hope to see you guys soon, again, in a couple of weeks. On behalf of myself and the Office of Admissions, Kamisha and Megan, hope you guys have a great rest of the day. See you on the next episode of the webinars. Bye for now.